Hey everyone, what I have here is the Garmin Forerunner 945. I've had this for about a week. Last week I did an unboxing. I also gave you my first impressions. What I would like to do in this video is talk about the features a little bit and then talk about the menu system and just kind of show you what it's like to use this on a day-to-day basis. If, like me, you are coming from the older 935, then you know what to expect here. In fact, if you're going to look at the menu system with me, then you're probably going to be surprised at how similar it is. It's the same watch design, it's the same button layout, it's the same menu system. There's obviously extra features here, there's extra stats and a few other extra things, but jumping from this watch, which I wore every single day for 2 years, over to this one, I honestly couldn't even tell the difference. Unless I actually went into the menu system, I wouldn't have known that I was wearing a different watch. It really is that similar, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it is important to know. In many ways, this is the 935 Mark II. Now, there are a lot of other Garmin watches out there. I'm not going to draw comparisons with all of them in the market. I know the 935 well, but I think if you're looking at a top-of-the-range Garmin watch, you're probably going to be leaning towards the 945 or the Fenix 5 Plus series. And I've looked at this before. It is a fantastic watch. It has most of the same features as the 945. It does have a few extra things. A lot of things are improved. But I was leaning towards the 945 simply because it's a little bit lighter and it's more of a sports watch than like a hiking watch. I would never rule out buying this, buying the 5X or the 5S or anything like that, any of the Fenix series. I had the original Fenix, I loved it, but it was too big for me, which is why I leaned towards the 945, or the 935 initially, and now the 945. Now, as far as features go, as far as what you get in the 945, if you don't have a sports watch just now, if you want to buy a Garmin sports watch, your first one, or if you're upgrading from one of the kind of cheaper models, then the 945 is an easy recommendation. You get so many things here. It can track everything: running, swimming, cycling, the elliptical, hiking, walking, sleep, calories. It can do everything. And you can see some other things here. It's talking about your VO2 max and all that. There's all these performance things that it can help track as well. In this one, they're stressing the newer features, of course, such as the 8 gigabytes of storage that you can use to play music, and it can work with Deezer or Spotify. It can also work just by transferring your files, which is what I did. It also works with Garmin Pay, which I talked about this last week. Garmin Pay is a good idea, but it's just kind of poorly implemented. There's no support for it. That's the major problem with it there. There's no support at all. In the UK anyway, there's like 4 or 5 banks that accept it, and it doesn't look like they're going to get support from the major banks. I know Santander support it, but apart from that, you'd actually have to go out and create a new bank account to actually get support for it. Music, it's got some limitations, but I'm a big fan of it. I will talk about this more when I'm showing you in the watch, and you can see some other features there as well. Maximize performance. I really do love how the 945 shows you stats. There's a lot of stats integrated into the watch and into the app. Garmin Pay, great idea. Your bank probably does not support it. The other feature they're talking about here is maps. Now, maps is not something I see myself using a lot, if I'm honest. I might use it whilst hiking, but chances are, wherever I am, if I'm not running, I'll probably have my phone. So I'll probably use Google Maps instead. But it's a great idea to have maps in your watch as well. A really good idea. And I like the fact that it has been added. You can also see there you've got notifications. You can use it like a smartwatch, just like an iWatch or anything like that. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it because I find it distracting to constantly get messages, but it does have support for that. Some other things there as well. You can see analyze your running form. This Garmin will connect with other Garmin accessories such as the foot pause, such as the heart rate sensor, and all these different things. There's great support for that. It can track everything, and it's just a fantastic watch. It's an absolute fantastic watch. I'm not going to make a decision for you whether this is the one for you because it is an expensive watch. There's no way getting around it. I managed to pick it up for about $420 in the UK from Clever Training, but you might have to pay a little bit more. Is it worth that? It really depends on how important all these kind of features are to you. for most people, paying that kind of money for a watch is ridiculous. A lot of people think it's not worth it, but for me, I use it every single day. I train most days, and I like the stats, and I like the information that this gives me. So I'm going to take it off just now. We'll just have a quick look at the design. Now, you'll notice right away my 935 has got a white strap. Now, this isn't the official strap. This is an Amazon strap because I lost this little clasp and I could not find a replacement anywhere. But if I bring this out, this is my original 935 strap. You can see it's identical. So looking at the watch, they didn't change the strap. They didn't change the watch design. The buttons are in the same position. They've changed it a little bit at the back as far as the heart rate sensor goes, but it is the same connection cable. So your existing cable, if you do have this connection cable already, it will work on either one. You click into the back, it will work in the 935 or the 945. So the cables are the same, so the original accessories will work. Now, yeah, there's not really much to talk about the design. I kind of briefly mentioned the buttons in my first impressions video. Now, looking at it, the buttons seem to be in the same position as far as power and all that. If I bring it more up to the camera, you've got the power. This is like up and down. And what I would say are that the buttons are better on the 935. I would say that. They just kind of click better. These ones are softer, and I don't know what they've done, but I think the button is one area where they've kind of went backwards. I don't know why. So that's the button that starts your activities. This is your back button. Now, you can see that the main difference, I guess, here is that they've kind of went for a white silver here, and this one is more kind of grey. The buttons aren't bad. I don't want any of you watching this to get the impression that the buttons on the 945 are bad, because they're not. But maybe it's just because I'm used to it, but these are more kind of clicky. These are kind of, yeah, it's just the way it works. I don't like it as much. And I saw some other people make the same comment, so it's not just a personal thing. I'm sure a lot of people will feel the same way. But design-wise, everything is the same, and using it is the same as well. You push the top right button there, you'll get your activities, and this is maybe coming through in the camera a little bit, but the screen is a little bit better on the 945. This is an area that I think they have improved a little bit. You can see it's just a little bit fresher. Fresher, is that the right word? A little bit brighter, a little bit crisper. But you can see that the screen is better. And if you go down here, you can see all the different activities. I'm pushing lots of buttons here. This is very difficult with doing this one hand. Right, I'll put them down. Maybe this will be easier. So you can see that if I go down like this, you can add different activities. I've actually got more listed here because this is the one I've used for years. I've added more to the main menu, but it really is the same. You can add more. You can add more. Yeah, all the same activities, all the same sports that you can track. They're available in both. And the same as last time, you push the top left button and it will bring up your kind of shortcut menu. Like that. Now the extra ones here, you'll see are Garmin Pay or Wallet, which is what they call it. And you can see here it's empty. Now I tried to set it up, I did set it up through the Garmin Connect app, and it's a little bit annoying because it asks you for all your bank details. You go through and you connect it all up, but once you've actually connected it, it then says, oh, your bank doesn't support it. So that's a little bit annoying, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, to manage your wallet, you go in and then it will say, oh, your bank doesn't support it. So a little bit annoying with that. But I imagine that if you do get it connected, you can see your wallet, you can see, I don't know, information about your bank, etc. For those who have never used a 935 or another Garmin watch, this shortcut menu is really, really good. Really good. This is what I've always used to, I'll zoom in a little bit more. That's a little bit better. This is what I've always used for certain things, such as music controls, the stopwatch. Now, every week when I do a circuits class, I use this stopwatch. Now, this seems like a minor thing, but they've actually improved the stopwatch from last time. And if I can find it here. So it's not a big thing, but if I start and then start here, and then I stop, before, what it would do is come here and it will say resume, done, you want to save as an activity, reset, and all this kind of stuff. But now what I can do is just quickly reset it and it goes back. So it sounds like a little silly thing, but you stop it, you've got your options to save the activity, to review it and do all that, but it stays focused on the stopwatch. Before, it would kind of take you away from the stopwatch whenever you did anything and you had to go back. Not a major thing, but you know, it's something that I do. I do actually use this a lot, so that's quite good that they've improved that. You've got timers as well. Find my phone, power off, music controls, assistance. The assistance thing is you set it up and it can help you basically do like an emergency call thing. I've not set that up yet. Connected to my phone. Sync. So that's if you go into the Garmin Connect app and you add a new watch face or anything like that, then you can sync it to make sure your watch syncs to Garmin Connect. Now, you guys are probably familiar with this already, but you've got music here and you've got Deezer and you've got Spotify. There is no support for Amazon Music. There is no support for Google Music or Apple Music, anything like that. They've got Deezer and Spotify. And what else have we got here? I think that the main one here would be appearance. Watch faces is an area. I still think Garmin need to improve it. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the watch faces. You can see I've added a few here. These different kind of designs. I've tried a few out. And generally, I'd like to see Garmin add more watch faces. The ones that are there, I don't think are that good. I think they could be improved. But yeah, that is what it is. Now, I've did a video about Garmin Connect before. That's why I don't want to spend too much time focusing on Garmin Connect. I'm sure if you use Garmin before, you understand how it works. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's amazing how it all works. I just think it works great. I'm a big fan of it. I think it shows you a lot of information. What I found with the 935 was there used to be a lot of information with the 935. I need to get out of this now. Get out here. No, I do not want to save. There used to be a lot of information with the 935 that you could only get through the phone. So you would save your activity and then once it's synced to your phone, you can check on your phone. But now there's a lot more information on the watch. So I think that's an area that they've definitely improved, where they've put more of the stats, more of the activities, more of the information about your runs or your swims. They put it more into the watch. So it's not just saving it and put it onto your phone, it's saving it on the watch as well. If I go back, just want to quickly show you this. Watch face, history. I'll show you the run I did last week. And there. Now, I showed you this in my last video, but it is worth saying again. This is an area where they've really improved, because when you finish your run, you can see lots of different information. Like you can see all stats, you can see training effect, VO2 max and different things. You can see your heart rate, what zones I was in, the laps. You can see like my minute miles. You can see the map, the map of the actual route that I ran. Elevation plot as well. So you can see this, you'll probably be able to see that I ran quite a hilly route at the end anyway. At the end it was quite hilly. I just like the way that it shows you more information than the 935. But again, if you're looking to save money and that isn't important to you and you're happy to check most of these things through the app, then it's maybe not worth the upgrade. Perhaps not. Now, another thing that I used a lot on the 935 was that I'd push the down button and it would show you my heart rate. Now, you can set that up for anything, but I've got it set up for my heart rate, and I've done the same again here. Shows you my heart rate, but if you go up and down, you can see lots of different things. Now, of course, I'm not tracking it right now because it's not on my wrist. But there's a lot of different things here. There's a lot of different things that have been adding, new features as far as stats go. No notification from my phone because I don't have that set up. Weather, it's not important to me really, if I'm honest. No events. Music, I'm going to show you that in a second. So yeah, there's a lot of information there about your steps, about your calories, about your sleep. Lots of different things there. Now, pushing that once will bring up the heart rate, but what I like now is that you can set it up so that you hold it in and it goes straight to your music. Now, I talked about this last week in the first impressions video. It supports Deezer, it supports Spotify. I set up Deezer, but right now I am using a sub account. So my friend has got Deezer, he's got like a family account. He offered me his a Deezer sub profile. If I connect to Deezer, it basically goes to his main account. So right now there is no support for sub accounts. It's not a big thing. I think 95% of people will be using a single account rather than a family account. But it is worth noting that that's something that they need to add in the future through a software update. But right now, it only supports Spotify and Deezer. It doesn't support all these other streaming services. They need to add that. Even though I don't know, I don't use Google Play Music or Apple Music. I do use Amazon Music, but they need to add it. They need to add support for more streaming services, and hopefully that is something they do add in the future. From a hardware point of view, that's all sorted. All the functionality is there. They just need to improve the software. But it's a little bit annoying that they didn't have this right out the box. When you think about it, this should have had support for Amazon Music, for Google Play Music, for Apple Music, and other services as well from day one. So really, for a company the size of Garmin, it's a little bit annoying that they've only launched with 2 services. But you can use the file manager. This is something else I explained last week, where you just install Garmin Connect on your Mac or your Windows computer, and it's basically drag and drop. And that's how I got 2 Daft Punk albums on. For me, dragging and dropping music onto the watch, that's fine. I don't mind. If I can never connect to Deezer or anything like that, then it's not a deal breaker. But you can see when you've got it connected, play all songs, playlists, artists, albums, songs, genres, podcasts, audiobooks. So it's pretty cool here. But if I try to connect, press play. Right, so it's connecting to Q9, which is these headphones. So I just want to do it live, just to show you the speed that this does connect. Come on. Do it for the nice people at home. So yeah, once you've connected, then you will get your music controls. So now you can see it's playing Robot Rock. There's a pause button. I can skip track as well. I can pause at any time. And I can bring this up as well. When I'm running, I can just hold this in to get to the controls. If you push this middle button here, you can push the volume up, and there's a volume option like that, go up and down. Now, as far as volume goes, I found that this kind of level was fine for me when running with all the cars outside and all that. And in comparison to running with my phone, I normally had music up about 3/4. But yeah, this thing is loud. Certainly louder. It's possible to get louder than my phone was. So you can see my music back to that main area. You've got going back the way for a track. You've got repeat all, shuffle, and things like that. Now, it is kind of limited in some ways. When I was listening to Daft Punk, I'm not really a big fan of dance music, but I like Daft Punk when I'm running. And kind of bassy, and it was a little bit too bassy with these headphones. Now, I know that those tracks can sound better through my phone than through this watch, but there's no options for managing bass or treble. There's no graphic equalizer or anything like that. It's, again, not a deal breaker. The music doesn't sound as good as it does through my phone, but for a watch, yeah, this is fantastic. This is one of the reasons why I upgraded to the 945. I no longer have to run with my phone. I can run without it. It's one less thing to carry. And yeah, that's, fantastic for me. I just want to quickly talk about activities. If you've used a Garmin watch before, you probably know how this works. But essentially what you do is you go into the activity that you want. It will then find the GPS, and you just click start like that, and it will start going. It will tell your pace and heart rate and all that, and then you can click stop. When you click stop, it will then ask you what you want to do, resume, save, different things. But what I'm going to do is discard. Yeah, this works the same as other Garmin watches as far as tracking activities. The great thing here is that the way that I set up this watch is not how you might set it up. And that, you can change the settings, you can use different data screens, you can change the alerts. I've got it set after every mile, show me what my summary was. Metronome, there's a map, routing, auto lap, you can see a mile. As I was saying, There's other settings here as well, training, my workouts, intervals. I don't even use most of these things here, if I'm honest. I use this in a very basic, very kind of limited way, points of interest and all that. And that's just running. If, for example, you had to go into swimming, you have to set what size of pool it is, 25 meters, 50 meters, etc. From swimming, I need to go and test the swimming, and I will talk about this in the final review. I need to go and do a swim. I've not done it yet. I've been so busy with work. What I always found with this was if I swam like 100 lengths, I always found that at the end, I was probably 1 or 2 lengths out where it, just kind of didn't catch up with me with one of the laps when I've changed. So that's one of the things I need to test. There's so many different activities to test in this though. As you can see, open water, triathlon. And you can download additional activities and sports and different things from the app as well. Like for example, I saw there was one for boxing. But activities and all that, yeah, it works great. Watch face, as I was showing you before. Lots of different designs, and you can customize, what information is shown there. That's just a silly one. A few silly ones there. That's telling me how many flights of stairs I've went up. Lots of different ones. That's the kind of one I've been using recently. Seems okay. There's lots of other things here as well. Activities and apps. This thing lets you customize everything. It is, if you're looking at any screen on this watch, be it, stats or tracking a run or anything, there will be a settings page and it will let you change what is displayed. So there's nothing here that can't be customized, whether it be a shortcut to do something. As as I showed earlier, I held that and it went to music. You can change that and go somewhere else. There's just so much here to customize. And, I'd be here all day if I had to show you that. You can see there's about the headphones. I can change the name of it. No option, no graphic equalizer. So, yeah, you can add in Wi-Fi and different things as well. So many things to do. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you Garmin Pay because it isn't supported. But if I go down, I should hopefully be able to show you the map. Let's see if I can do this. Right, I'm just trying to put my thumb over here now. I'm doing this because this is going to reveal my location, which is not what I want. But there's different options here like pan and zoom and different things as well that you can kind of move around the map and all these different things. It's kind of slow in some ways, as far as how it works, but it's good for what it is. I would use this using a hill walk or doing, like a hike of some kind. But as far as using it day to day, again, I would use Google Maps. Is this revealing my? No, it's not revealing my location right now. Okay, that's okay. When I was doing a test before, it kept showing you pretty much the exact location of my house, which would not be good. So overall, what do I think about it? I will do a final video. I want to do a final video. I've kind of gathered my thoughts about this watch, and I will kind of talk about them in a future video in a final review. But I do have an idea of what I think about it. Now, what I would say is, if you're coming from the 935, do not expect a huge jump in performance. Do not expect a huge jump in anything. What you're getting is a little bit more information about stats. As far as tracking goes, I don't know. I think GPS seems to be a little bit quicker. I will say that it's a little bit quicker, but I never really had any major problems with this anyway, as far as GPS goes. Maybe it's a little bit, a couple of seconds quicker here. The music functionality for me was fantastic because it saves me having to go and spend money on an MP3 player, and it saves me having to carry my phone. Everything is within the watch, and for me, that was worth a £50 or a £100 upgrade, because this is still worth money. In fact, there's a friend from the gym that's going to buy this for like £200 or so, or whatever. We've not really agreed the price, but yeah, this for me, I'm looking at this as I'm paying an extra few £100 to get music. Garmin Pay, a lot of people aren't going to get it, but what you're getting here really is extra stats, it's extra information. Everything has just been a little bit refined, a little bit more as far as what information it tells you and things like that. There's a lot of features I haven't really touched upon either. There's so many different things in this to test, to try. one thing I will say though, battery life up there. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying that battery life isn't as good. Now, I've been watching it or trying to watch it, and I haven't seen anything to suggest that battery is draining any quicker than it was before. But again, I need to track this. You know, it's hard to tell something like that after only using it a week. I need to charge up to 100% and then go out for a run, maybe even use both watches at the same time or something. But if it's worse, it's not significantly worse. I mean, maybe some people are a little bit pedantic about this kind of thing, but I haven't noticed it being too bad. Certainly from, you know, not using it for a few days, the battery life doesn't go down much. But there's lots of things here to change: language, time, sounds, hotkeys, units, format, USB mode, software update. You can do that through Garmin as well. Navigation, maps, activity tracking. There's definitely more metrics being tracked in here as well. But as far as features go, it really is music. I would disregard Garmin Pay unless you've checked that your bank does support it. It really is the music, and it really is the additional stats. But from a usability point of view, it remains a fantastic watch. It's very user-friendly. It's got the better screen as well, of course. But the reason I would buy this from the 935 would be because of the music. But if you're buying brand new, I don't think the price difference, you know, it's not huge between these. I would still lean towards the 945, personally, so that you've got the latest and greatest and you've got all the latest features. But if you're looking to buy the 935 second hand, well, that's a different story. If you can pick this up for like 200 and this remains 450 to 500, well, this, as much as I like the 945, it is not worth twice as this. It really isn't. If I'm honest, it isn't. As much as I like it, it just isn't. It's a 935 Part 2, Mark II. It's got a couple of extra features, but you're really just buying the same watch with a few extra things in it. So overall though, I think the 945 is, if I can zoom out, am I zooming out the right way? The 945 is a fantastic Garmin watch. If you don't have any sports watch, you can do far wrong from buying this. It is expensive, but you get what you pay for, and this is without doubt a premium sports watch. It's a top of the range sports watch. It will do everything that you want it to do. It will track just about everything, and it's fantastic. Is it worth the upgrade from the 935? You're going to have to look into that yourself, but if you don't have a watch already, I would say the 945 is one of the best in the market. There's a lot of good alternatives from Suunto and all these other brands, but in the Garmin world, you're really talking about the 945 or the Phoenix 5S Plus if you're looking at the best one on the market today. I am very happy with this, I am. But I do think the extra money, for some people it's harder to justify. And I do think that Garmin, I'm not going to say they've rushed it, but the fact that Garmin Pay is not supported by really any banks, certainly within the UK, and the fact that they're not supporting Amazon Music or Google Music or Apple Music, all the different music providers, the fact that these things aren't supported from day one, I think is disappointing when you consider that this is a 500 plus watch. It's an expensive watch, and those kind of things should have been supported from day one. And I realise that sometimes, for example, Garmin Pay, it's not 100% their fault. They're maybe getting a little bit of resistance from the banks. But the fact, they're pushing Garmin Pay as a big thing. They're using it in all their marketing material. So they really should have tried to, I don't know, something in the background has to work better. They need to try and get more music providers on board. They need to get more banks on board with Garmin Pay, because, those are the two main features of this watch and the two main reasons to get it over the older watch. Well, stats and the screen and all that as well. But I think music and Garmin Pay is what's, selling the watch, and they're good, but it needs to get better. It really does need to get better. But from a hardware point of view, it's there. It's all the software side. It's all the partnership side. Hopefully that will come in the next few months, and that will make this a more refined watch, a better watch, and will give you better value for money. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at the 945, or as I keep saying, it is a 935 Mark II. Don't believe the hype that this is some revolutionary sports watch. It is a 935 with music, with support for Garmin Pay, which isn't well supported, but it does have support for Garmin Pay. It does show you more stats, and it has been kind of refined, but It really is just more of the same. Thanks for watching. If there's anything I've not covered in this video, please do ask in the comment area, and I will do my best to answer it in my future review video, my final review video. But, you know, you can tell already, guys, I do love this watch, but it is a lot of money. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.